Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin and today is Friday, which means it is Book Review Friday once again. Today we have a book that I was highly anticipating reading, okay? I was very excited for this book when I saw that it was coming out. It stood out to me. I was very excited for this book. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. I'm kind of sad that I hadn't read it sooner because I know it has been out for a little bit now, but you know how it is. Sometimes I put off books and sometimes things get in the way and my mind changes and, you know, plans go awry. So I am so excited that I have finally been able to read this book and I get to review it for you on my channel. Today we are talking about Ace of Spades by Faridah Àbíké-Íyímídé. I think that is the correct pronunciation. I did look it up and practice several times, but I do make mistakes, so I hope that is correct. I tried my best, so I'm very sorry if that is not correct. But like I said, I'm so excited for this book. This is a YA thriller. This is not a horror, and it is YA. We will talk about that a little bit later when I talk about my thoughts. Let's just dive right into this absolutely stunning cover. I think this is absolutely a beautiful cover. The artwork is stunning. The colors are stunning. I love everything about it. It is very eye-catching. It grabbed my attention from the moment I saw it. This probably was a cover buy for me, but not just because I like the cover. I really liked the idea of the plot as well, which again, I will talk about in a little bit, but the cover sure helped me decide I wanted it because I just think this is absolutely beautiful. It's jaw-dropping in my opinion. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. I think the art is just so beautiful. Ugh, I love it. And I really like the red, but it's offset with some blue and white, which I also appreciate. It's not too red, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't like when book covers are primarily red, but it's not too much, you know? Plus I feel like with the characters on here as well, that's what my eye goes to, is the actual characters and not necessarily the colors. So yeah, I think it just works beautifully together and I think it's just absolutely stunning. So let's get into a quick plot synopsis. I'm gonna summarize the story for you just a little bit. I'm not gonna go into too much details because I don't want to give things away. I don't want to give too much away. So I'm really gonna keep it pretty bare minimum, okay? I'm just gonna leave it vague-ish. I'm gonna tell you what it's about, but it's gonna be vague because I don't want to get into too much detail, okay? That's all. Chiamaka and Devon are the only two black students at Niveus Academy. They both come from vastly different backgrounds as well. Despite that, they both end up as senior prefects, which gives your college application a very good boost, and it puts you in a great position for becoming valedictorian. However, their good luck starts to sour when an anonymous texter that goes by the name Aces starts spilling their darkest secrets, potentially ruining the futures they have planned for themselves. I am going to leave it at that. I know, very vague, very short. Like I said, I have to just give you the bare minimum. I don't want to ruin too much. I just think it's something you're gonna have to read for yourself and find out as you go along. I don't want to spoil anything. This book is said to be a mashup of Get Out and Gossip Girl, and I read that sentence before I read the plot on Goodreads, and when I tell you I didn't even have to read the rest of the plot, I just said want to read. I was like, no, thank you. I don't need to know what it's about. I just want to read it. I was immediately sold, okay? Immediately sold. You did not have to convince me. You did not have to try to sway me. I was already in the yes please, add to cart, add to basket, check out, take my money, thank you very much. I love Get Out. I think it is a brilliantly done horror movie. It's something that will never leave my mind. That movie is ingrained forever in my brain. It is something I think about very frequently. I love that movie. It's amazing. Gossip Girl is a show I used to watch when I was in high school / I did rewatch it in college with my partner. He had never seen it before, so I made him watch it. I love Gossip Girl, okay? I grew up watching it. I think it is a very good show, depending on what you think good means. It's gonna be different for everyone, so, you know, depending on how you feel what the word good means, I think it's a good show. And yeah, this book was selling me exactly what I wanted. I didn't need to know anything more. Now, let's talk about the fact that this is a YA thriller. I know people are hesitant when they hear YA. There's this look that passes over people's faces when you tell them you like YA or something is YA. I feel like there's just this thing, okay, that just this black cloud that hovers over the YA genre because people think it's just a worse version of adult fiction. At least that's what I gather when I hear certain people talk about YA. It's very looked down upon, in my opinion, especially if you are an adult reading YA. A lot of people have weird feelings about YA. They think it's for kids. They think that it's just not good work, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really get it because I think that is completely wrong. I have read some of the most beautifully written and insanely unique plots from the YA genre. I think people don't give YA a chance, and I think it's really disappointing, actually. But this book is one of those books that I was just talking about. I think the plot is so cool. I think it's so unique. I think it's so well done. Like I said, it's two things mashed together that I already loved, and I have never seen something like it before, so therefore it is unique to me. It is very incredible. I think the message behind this book is powerful, and I really like the message that this book tells. Everything is written with intent in this book, and I think it's conveyed beautifully throughout the entire story. I think it's important for the YA genre to have a story like this in it. I think the YA genre is much more accessible, and this will easily be able to get into the hands of varying different readers, and I think that is what is important. I also think it's good that this book has great representation in it, and this is in the YA genre. I think it's important that books like this exist in YA because there's not that many of them, and I think it's important that something like this is now in the space and people will be able to read it. Let's talk about the characters. I absolutely love the characters. Chiamaka is fiery, she's strong-willed, and she does not let anyone walk over her. And I love that about her. I love her. I think she is a great character. I love women in books like her, or TV shows, movies, whatever it be. I think she's a lot like Blair Waldorf, which is my favorite character from Gossip Girl. If you watch Gossip Girl, you know who I'm talking about. Blair is my absolute favorite, and I think her and Chiamaka share a lot of qualities. And I typically like the mean girl characters. And I say mean girl because I don't think they're usually mean. Usually people label them that way because they are strong, they are brave, they are powerful, and they do not take crap. They don't let people walk all over them. They don't let men or anyone else control them, and I like that. I like that, and unfortunately they get labeled as the mean girl because they don't let people step all over them, and usually that is my favorite kind of character. I am drawn to them and I love them, and that is why I love Chiamaka so much. She's passionate, she's driven, she has her goal of getting into Yale, and she is not going to let anyone or anything stop her. And I love her. I love her attitude. I love everything about her. I think she's a great character, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading from her perspective. I also loved Devon though. I think he is such a sweetheart. He's very quiet. He's very reserved, he's focused on his music, and he loves his mom so freaking much. Everything he does or thinks about doing, his mom is in the back of his mind. He's worried about how it'll affect her. He's worried about her. It's all about her, and I just think he is sweet. I loved Devon. I think he was just a sweet guy. He's just really, really sweet. As you can gather, Devon and Chiamaka are very, very different, but I like that stark contrast between them. Devon being quiet and Chiamaka being fiery. I think they balance each other out very well inside the story, and I loved both of their perspectives, and I just loved both of them as characters. I didn't dislike them at any point. I was rooting for them the entire time. I was happy when things were going good for them. I was upset when things were going bad for them. I liked them the entire time. I didn't dislike either of them. So let's start with my biggest complaint about this story, and that is it's very slow. This is a slow build-up kind of story. It takes a while for things to get going. When Aces first appears, I thought it just was a little slow to get more intense, and I thought that the time between when Aces first shows up to when things start getting really intense and really serious, it's just too much. There's too much time between both of those events that it was not boring because there was things happening, but it just wasn't exciting enough in my opinion. It was just a little too slow when I wanted it to be more amped up and more, you know, exciting. It almost didn't feel like a true thriller at times because of that slow buildup. And listen, I understand that thrillers, you can't just, you know, start whacking things off sometimes. It's not horror. There is a buildup that a thriller usually follows, a formula, if you will. And so I get that there is a period between when one thing happens and then when things get very, very intense. But for me, it was just too long in between those, and it didn't feel thrilling enough in between that period of time, I guess. However, when things got intense, things got intense. I think it happened around the 300 page mark, which is pretty long. This book is 415 pages, which for a YA, I think is just a little too long. I don't read many YAs that go past 350, if I'm honest. At least not that I've noticed. I don't read YA too often nowadays, but most of the time it's not that long from what I've seen, at least not the thrillers or the horror. So I personally just think that's a little too long for a YA book. And since it didn't start getting that exciting until 300 pages in, it made me a little bit nervous, and I kind of wish it had been condensed just a tiny bit. I think a few chunks could have been, you know, pushed together, and it just could have brought, you know, I think it could have moved up a bit. The length is just, it's just kind of long for me. I also did guess part of the plot twist. Not the whole plot twist, just this little section of it, which I didn't love that I knew it was going to happen. Sometimes you can't win them all and you're gonna guess a plot twist. It's just a little disappointing when I saw it coming pretty early on. I had an inkling and it did go that way, so I was slightly disappointed. I didn't guess the entire plot twist though. It was just, you know, a little bit, but either way, kind of disappointing for me. The ending was great. I absolutely loved the ending. I was very pleased to see how everything came together, how everything came to a head. It was very intense. I was on the edge of my seat. It was very, you know, it was chaotic. There was a lot happening and I loved that. I was very happy to see so much going on and to feel that, you know, thrill, that excitement, that intensity. I was very happy for it and just overall pleased with how the book ended. I was very satisfied by the ending. It kind of threw me for a loop because I didn't think we were gonna get such a good ending, but we did, and I was very happy about that. As you know, endings make or break books for me. If the ending is very dissatisfying, it really lowers the book for me in enjoyment and lovability. So I was very happy that I did like this ending. Overall, I think this is a very powerful and compelling book. I really, really enjoyed it. I love the characters. I love the plot. I thought it was really, really well done. I'm probably going to give it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads as a rating because I did really, really enjoy it. I didn't give it 5 because of the length and the slow buildup and the fact that I guessed that one little bit, but other than that, I really, 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 really liked this book. I highly recommend it. If you really like YA, you like thrillers, you like, you know, compelling books with a great message and great representation, I think this is the book for you. I think you will really enjoy it. I know I did. And it has a beautiful cover. You can't go wrong. It's absolutely stunning. Hello. I love this. I cannot wait to read more from this author in the future. I will be making sure to check up on them and see what they are doing and hopefully writing more books. So I am very excited for hopefully more soon. Alright my friends, that's going to do it for my review on Ace of Spades. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you enjoy from me. That way I can keep providing you with that kind of content. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We can become friends, talk about books, movies, makeup, horror, all kinds of things. With that being said, I hope you are having a great day and I hope you have an even more wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday with a new video. Bye!